Hello, good afternoon. It's nearly 4 p.m. and if you are in the right place, you should be ready for your sway and stretch. So this brings our 3 movement snacks of the week, of today, to a close. Of course, extra crowbarring is never frowned upon in this movement mission. So there's still opportunity to crowbar in 1 or 2 sneaky extra movement minutes that you can throw into that open snack attack rucksack. Right, so we are on, let's see the date, it's Monday the 7th of September, and like I say, this is your sway and stretch part of the day. So if you've been busy, active, doing lots of stuff today, this might just be what you need to bring it all down, taper it down so you can get ready for your evening. We'll be stretching tight muscles. The stretches involved typically focus on those muscle groups that can tend to be a bit troublesome around the tightness area of things. So we'll certainly give those a good stretching and hopefully you'll feel a bit better afterwards. Right, here's Mrs. P, she's in, and George is in. Good afternoon, George. Who else is joining us today then? We've got, I could probably predict the first few people signing in. Oh, I wouldn't have predicted you, Sandra. Good afternoon, hello and welcome. You're third place today for you on the movement register. I've got a new sway routine for you today, starting basic, and then of course throughout the week we'll see how we progress with it and we can bolt on other bits and pieces to your previous learning of this routine. You know me, bit of breathing is always, well, a bit of breathing generally is quite good for you, isn't it? But some longer, deeper, calming, relaxing breaths I tend to focus on in this part of the day as well. Vivian's in. Hello, good afternoon. It looks like there's 2 of you there. I'm guessing Paul's right by your side, rip roaring ready to go. And today it's day 1, the first day of me managing the girls' footy team. So I'll be off there later. This is what I'll be doing. It's chucking it down. Well, it's drizzling. It still wets you, doesn't it? So I'll be doing my footy training later. There's no end to this silly sports mum's talents, I tell you that. Much to the ridicule of my husband and children. If you can't play it anymore, coach it. I think that's how it goes. How are we doing for time? Let's have a quick look. I have my work mobile phone by the side of me today for a change. It's 58. Oh, 59 from George. It must be that you're a bit quicker because you're more north. I don't know. Maddie's in. Joy's in. Live today, Joy. Great to have you along. New sway routine. Bog standard stretches that we know and love coming your way. Has anyone got any gossip today? What's happening? What's been happening round your way? Neve's come home poorly. She's got a sore throat. Willow's quite annoyed that she got half a day off and Willow didn't. And Willow's just on the electrostimulation for her muscles upstairs. I've put her on the electric shock treatment. That'll learn her, won't it? Right, I think we're ready. I think we're about there. Carol's reporting a miserable day. Gillian's ready for a new sway sequence and Red Rita's saying go, go, go. So I ought to just do that, eh? Are you laughing, Red Rita, at the electric shock treatment? It's all above board, don't worry about it. I've shut the door, you shouldn't hear a squeal. Here we go then, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It is officially 4 p.m. and it's that time. It's time for a sway and a stretch. I'm Kelsey Leverton. You're in my front room. Welcome you all into my front room for this last instalment of clocking up some movement missions for today. Movement minutes even for today. And what's the date? It's Monday the 7th of September. FYI. Let's go. Circ Boost to start off with. So have a think where you'd like to be to start. You may choose to start in seated or in standing. You may choose to start in standing but end up going back into the seat for whatever reason. Choose what feels good for you. If you're not already, bring yourself to the front third of the chair. Feet flat, seated and standing postures, around hip distance apart. Let's have a think about what's happening around our trunk. Lifting, lengthening, growing, that little bit taller through the spine. Opening the chest, just rounding the shoulders back and down. Just give the shoulder blades a bit of a squeeze and a pinch together, but it's comfortable, it's holdable. And neck lengthened, so ears up and away from shoulders. Should have about an extra inch to your height there. Seated and standing, if you want to start with some foot pedals, some heel pumps, just aiming to lift the heel up and away from the floor whilst keeping the ball of the foot down for now. You can take up some support. None of this circulation boosting activity should make you feel wobbly or unsteady. So if it does, have a look. What have you got around you? Can you hold on to something with both arms in front? Have you got something to the side of you that you can move between? In seated, we're going to bring it into some leg marches in a moment. If legs aren't on your radar and you want to start with some arm swings, swinging from the shoulders, or some rowing action arm movements where we draw the hands towards the hips and get the elbow back a bit there. Then have a go between those two movements. If you're ready, everybody that has chosen to move legs today, picking up the feet, have a go. Take a moment to just stretch your toes down, point them down towards the floor. So they're the last to leave, but the first to land as you go through the leg march. If you want to keep the legs going, then please do. We're going to start to build some arm movements in. If you'd prefer to stand steady, keep your feet still and bring in an arm swing for a moment, then have a go at that. There's your option. At some point, give the arm another swing. Include that one along to this mission. I've done that twice today. I've stubbed my fingers on the back of the chair. This is a good old solid chair, by the way, that I'm holding on to. It's not going nowhere. Both arms in the mix together, in seated or standing if you like. If you're thinking of getting legs into the party, then stop the arms, start the legs, and then drip feed one arm into the mix, and if that feels good for you, bring in another. There's a full-on selection box, pick and mix of different combinations here to circulation boost you. Literally, what we need it to do is warm you up a bit, turn your body from that idle, semi-off mode to on, ready, action, warming the muscles, warming the joints through. Take a pause there. Shouldn't feel too huffy and puffy. Should just be having to take 1 or 2 deep breaths, and there we have your Circ Boost done. Right, here we are with a new sway routine. So we're not going to be moving the legs in today's routine. We have some leg movements that we can build in a little bit later. So for now, in seated and in standing, just take your feet apart. You might want to go a little bit wider in standing just to help you plant your feet and maintain your stability. We're going to start off by just adding a small trunk twist to the side. Keep your gaze forwards and then return back. And then keeping the gaze forwards, just twisting the trunk. This is small movement. Eyes forwards. If you do need to hold on, then please take up a little bit of support, whether it's in front of you or just to one side of you. So just trunking the twist there. And if you like, you can bring in an arm. So we just sway the arm over and bring it back. Have a go on the other side. Sway the arm over, bring it back. can we grasp and draw the elbow back? So we've got our fist now at our hip bone. So sway across, draw it back and bring the fist to the hip bone. Same in seated. This motion is exactly the same. Swaying, drawing back. Try and create a bit of tension through your grip and through the muscles of the arms and shoulders as you draw into the hip. Let's have a go again. 1 and draw back. Let's keep that there now. 2 and draw back. If that feels all right for you and you want to change the gaze, let your head follow the movement round, then please do. It may challenge your balance, so be aware of that if you are in standing, and get into your knees to give you a bit more stability. Have your hips just leaning against something behind you if you like, or just working one arm at a time. So let's have a go at that. Seated, standing, the same. Turn, glance, draw, bit of tension to the hip, and again draw back, lead. So we're here as our finish position. Let's take that once more through. Round, draw back, opening the chest with this next one, hold it there. Okay, coming down here now. You don't need to get down. If you do, you've got to get back up again. So here's the second part. So we've done to there, we've done to there. We're here, ready and waiting. Right, one arm comes straight and the other fist goes into the elbow. And then we change sides, and then we change sides, and then we bring it to the grumpy man on the totem pole finish, and then relax down. So have a go at that. So draw the hips, hands to the hips. Neve's pulling funny faces at me over there. Thanks, Neve. Have a go. Put one arm forwards, fist in towards the elbow, and change sides. Fist in towards the elbow. One more time. Fist in towards the elbow. Grumpy man on this totem pole, and relax down. Shall we put that routine together? Let's do 4 of the sways first, just do a few more. So when you're ready, lift, lengthen, think about your posture. Reach across, draw back. Reach across to the other side, draw back. Let's do that again. Creating some tension if you want to in your arms and shoulders and grip. And then here we have our forwards, fist to the elbow. Forwards, fist to the elbow. One more, changing sides. Grumpy man on the totem pole, and relax down. One more round through, shall we? Okay. Ready? Deep breath in, breathing out, and off we go. Round. We've got our trunk twist, draw into the hip. Let's go again. Really reaching round there. Ready for the palms up, fist, palms up, fist, palms up, fist, totem pole, finish. There we go. All right, so we've got progressions coming in with that, but I'll leave you with that for the time it being. Let's go into our stretch sequence. So let's have a stretch on the good old chest first. If you're in seated, you might want to walk your hands just that little bit further towards the chair and just take a light grip on the spindles or whatever's behind you. Shoulders down, up and away. Let me say that again. Shoulders down, lengthening through the neck, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Really opening the chest here. Trying not to hold your breath. In standing, feet might still be in that wider position, hands on the side of your bottom. Any higher, sometimes that can be a bit uncomfy for our shoulders. So keep the arms and the hands low and press the elbows back together. They're probably never going to meet to touch at the back, but if we press back, we open the chest, we feel the stretch, it doesn't matter where our elbows end up being. And take a pause there. All right, heading into our upward side stretch then. You can stay in standing if you like, or come down into a seated position. And one hand to the shoulder. Then we ease the elbow up, keep it quite close to your head. Your shoulders are level, we're not tilting or bending just yet. We're just getting a little bit of extra length in the back of the arm and down the side. Ease it up and recover. Let's take it on to the other side. So this side may feel a little bit looser or a little bit tighter than the other side. Generally we have some differences between right side, left side. Give it an ease up, lengthening down the back of the arm. If you lengthen through your posture, try and get the elbow just that touch higher. We can get a bit more stretch down the side here and recover. A full arm stretch, if that feels good for your shoulders. If your shoulders are terribly stiff and a bit uncomfortable, then just head into a repeat of that stretch that we've just done. If you're ready though, we can take the arm up, up, up. Oh, my arm's well off screen there. There we go. Up, up, up. And here we're going from the hand all the way down to the hip with an extra stretch, holding onto the chair if that feels okay for you, or the support that's in front of you, and recover. Breathe during that long hold. Reach, reach, reach. An extra reach. We're just trying to get that last bit off the shelf and recover. Hold it there. Right. If we can all head into a seated position now. So for those of you coming from standing into seated, here's the opportunity to crowbar in an extra hold and a stand to sit. It's the other way around, isn't it? Here's your back of thigh stretch. So muscles on the back of the thighs, so hamstrings, round the back of your knees, and calf muscles tend to get tightest. So if we really work on these particular areas, then we have more opportunity of being able to get down to low places, to reach our toes, to reach our feet, to do whatever needs to be done with them, whether it's shoes on, socks on and off, laces, toenail clippios, and all the rest of it. We've got more chance of being able to get there and get there more comfortably. So here's the back of thigh, straightening out one leg, loose ankle, hands on the bent knee, lifting, lengthening, sitting right up out of your hips. See if you can see yourself in your reflection. Notice what's happening with your back. Shoulders are down. Gap between ribs and hips are the same when we're in an upright position or a tilted forwards position. Hold it there, use your breathing. Take 2 or 3 deep, long breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just on that final one, exhale and try and ease your body a little bit deeper, a little bit more into the stretch. You should feel a little bit of uncomfiness around the back of your knee and thigh. And this is okay as long as it's not tweaking into pain. This is telling us, yep, I can feel that stretch. Loose ankle here, we shouldn't feel it in the calf. We'll sort that bit out in a minute. Lifting, lengthening. Notice the gap between ribs and hips. Try and keep it there as you tilt forwards. Feel the stretch tension kicking in. Hold it there and take a few long deep breaths, which helps the body decide to relax into the stretch. And then on that final one, ease over a bit more. So we've got some progression to this stretch, and potentially daily stretching is what we need to be doing to make improvements to flexibility. We're going to move on to the lower part of the calf. We'll do the belly of the calf muscle in a moment. But in seated, just tuck one foot back to a point. You might need to hotch this foot around a little bit to a point where you can push the heel down and feel a stretch in front. It's not in front, it's below the main belly of the calf muscle. It's around the back of your ankle more. Now, if you want to give your upper body a bit of support, and if you want to and need to lean forwards a fraction, look, I've not gone much, it's just a small shift. I can push the heel down and get some stretch into the lower part of the calf. And recover. Take a change of your sides there. So, heel back, push the heel down on that back leg, lift up through your posture, and if you feel like you need to bring your weight forward slightly, then just change that fractionally. And recover there. Okay, so our final stretch, we can either remain in seated or get into standing for the calf stretch. So in seated, here you have your option, just sitting tall, pulling the toes back, just trying to push the heel under a little bit more so. Should bring a stretch into the bulk of that calf muscle. In standing, you might want to hold on to something in front of you, take a step back, toes are down, ball of the foot is down, heel is down, toes are pointing at 12 o'clock, and the front knees bent slightly, heel at the back planted down. You might need to adjust your stride a little bit depending on how much or how little you can feel that muscle stretching. Posture is upright. I'm not leaning too much onto the chair, it's just there to help me with my balance as I'm in split stance. And recover. So changing legs in seated as well. Toes, ball, heel, the front knee bent, the back leg straight, and the heel planted down at the back. If you lift and lengthen through your posture, you may well experience a bit of lengthening around the hip as well in this standing posture. If you're in the chair, pulling the toes back towards you, just trying to scoot the heel under a little bit. And last few seconds, and we're out of there. We are done. Neve's doing this on the sofa in a dressing gown and my pyjama bottoms. We are done for the day. Thank you, everybody. Go on into your evening and enjoy. If you want to repeat any of these stretches, you'll get the best stretch if your muscles are that little bit warmed up. So you might have to do a tad of hoovering, repetitive exercise. Well, it's not exercise really, it's activity, isn't it? It's just boring cleaning up. Or up and down the stairs a few times so your muscles are warmed, and then have a go, or a bit of Circ Boost, and have a go at repeating those stretches. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening, everyone. I'm going to have a run around in a field and probably come home wet through. If it's a funny picture, I'll take one and I'll share it with you. I'm not bothered, am I? Bye for now, everyone. Have a nice evening.